Hi, my name is Chris Stefanik. I'm the Director of Youth, Young Adult, and Campus Ministry for the Archdiocese of Denver. And I have a couple words of wisdom for incoming college freshmen. You guys are experiencing a freedom like you never had before in your entire life. Just make sure that freedom doesn't turn on you and lead to disaster. I don't want to alarm you, but Scripture tells us that the devil is like a prowling lion looking for someone to devour. Now, a lion's happy meal is always that animal that just got separated from the herd. Take the wildebeest, for instance. About 600 pounds of pure muscle, can run 40 miles an hour. Dude, the lion is never going to get into the herd of wildebeest, or it could just be trampled. Okay, so it stays out of the herd, looks for the guy who's separated, goes for him. That's the happy meal. You've just been separated from the herd for the first time in your life. Your parents, you're separated from them physically, maybe for the first time. Your school, the people that you grew up with, the church that helped define you, the youth group you went to, you're on your own in a lot of ways. Now, a lion's biggest strength, like the devil himself, isn't just his strength. His biggest ally is his stealth. It's the fact that people don't see him coming. Someone teach you how to look out for just a couple little things so you could see things at college that might devour you. And when you see that lion, please run. All right. Lion number one: credit cards. When you arrive on campus, there's going to be tons of booths with all these wonderful words that are really attractive, like discover and pre-approved. And hey, who doesn't want to be approved, right? Who doesn't want to discover things? So we're drawn to these booths. We find nice, happy people giving us candy and free T-shirts. I actually have a friend who went to a campus in San Diego, and there were people at the credit card booths giving them free candy and stuff and telling them, don't tell your parents. Now, here's a little tip. When a stranger gives you candy and tells you don't tell your parents, run. All right? Credit cards lead to so much financial pain and disaster in the lives of young people. There's a reason that they market to you. You see, credit card companies only really make out if you aren't paying it off every month. A lot of people go into credit debt thinking, I'll build up my credit score. I'll pay it off every month. Not so. They're marketing to people who don't have an income. They know they're going to make money because you are going to fail to pay it off every month. They're so sure of that they're investing millions and millions of dollars into marketing to you. The University of Tennessee was paid over $16 million by a credit card company to have exclusive and special access to the students on that campus. All right, as smart as you think you are, you're not going to win on that deal. 19% of total bankruptcies are declared by college students. Wow. So many people begin their lives in college as financial failures. So, there's one prowling lion who looks friendly, looking for someone to devour, run away. All right. Number two, promiscuity. Promiscuity. 25% of college students will graduate with an STD. No, not a sacred theology doctorate, with a sexually transmitted disease. All right, a lot of people are under the impression that condoms will protect them. Condoms are only 85% effective against AIDS, 50% against a whole host of other diseases. That's why all the condoms you could possibly dream of at a college campus to keep you safe and protect you. It's not working, it's not doing the trick. Stay pure, or you can mess up your lives in a lot of different ways. How do you do that? How do you do it when your parents aren't looking over your shoulder anymore? How do you stay true to yourself, to God, to your future spouse? STDs aside, I mean, that's the least of our worries. It's messing people's lives up in so many other ways. You stay true to your principles by doing something very simple. People ask me how far is too far. Here's how far is too far. The moment you close the door, you just went too far. Keep the door open, you'll stay out of trouble. Don't be behind a closed door in your dorm room with a person of the opposite sex, and you'll be cool. Also, stay out of dangerous situations. A lot of them seem like fun situations, yeah, like going out and partying and stuff like that. In a recent survey, 100,000 college students couldn't remember if the sex they had recently was consensual or not. All right, they were too drunk to remember what even happened. So many people wake up with STDs or pregnancies with emotional baggage when they had just gone out looking to have a good time. So stay out of those stupid situations. Over 13% of college women have been sexually assaulted by the time they graduate college, and many times it was because they were partying. Now, I'm not saying it's their fault. Sexual assault is never the fault of the person who has been assaulted. But please, don't get yourself in a dumb situation, or again, you can get a wound that will last the rest of your life. All right. Speaking of bad situations, drugs and alcohol. 159,000 of today's college freshmen are going to drop out because of drugs and alcohol. Okay, someone who's a lot of fun can turn into someone who's really messed up really fast. okay, when they're separated from that herd and their parents aren't keeping them in line anymore. All right, so please, if you can't find anything fun to do with sober people, be strong enough to stay alone in your dorm room doing nothing for a night or two. And if you're not strong enough to do that, maybe you should stay home with mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? All right, so find sober people to hang out with. Here's another lion to look out for: depression. 1,100 college students every year commit suicide. 24,000 consider it. And nearly half of students in a recent survey said that at one time or another they were too depressed to even function. You're under more emotional strain than you ever have been in your life. You have new deadlines, you have new friends, you have new moral situations, decisions you're trying to make. It's a tough time. So be aware that it's a tough time. All right, be aware that you could fall into depression. And an old beautiful piece of advice, very simple: your head is like a bad neighborhood. Don't go in there alone. All right, make sure you talk to people if you're feeling down. Don't let shame isolate you. Give an occasional call to your parents. It might keep you grounded in reality. And finally, last piece of advice: find a new herd. Stay part of that herd so you don't get devoured. Find good, faithful, Catholic Christian friends to hang out with. Our focused missionaries on campuses in Colorado tell me that if they don't find someone within 24 to 48 hours of their arrival on campus, they won't see them at campus ministry for 4 years. Everything can hinge on those friends you make in the first few days of being on campus. So it's best, before you even arrive there, to call ahead to the Newman Center, call ahead to Focus Missionaries, call ahead to whoever's doing campus ministry where you're going to go, or to the diocese if you can't find the campus ministry, and make sure that you connect with those people so that you never leave the good herd, because we don't want you to become somebody's Happy Meal. Good luck.